Hey guys, it's Miss Faiai. I'm going to go over this week's assignment. So we're in week 5. This is from May 18th to May 22nd. We're almost done, so keep up the good work. I know you guys have been working hard on all of your classes. Just know that you are almost there. Like last week's lesson, just do it. Just get the work done. Prioritize your assignments, your other things you have to get done at home, and you can do it. All right. If you have any questions, please send me a message on Jupiter Grades. You can email me, text me, or attend my virtual office hours on Wednesdays from 1 to 3. If you haven't joined that class yet, go ahead and do this code, add this code right here, and you'll be able to join my virtual office hours class. So let's review this week's assignment. So I gave you a quote on the top by Albert Einstein, who said, "Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it." So this week's lesson is about becoming a lifelong learner, which we all are, because learning doesn't necessarily always take place in the classroom. So I want you guys to think about that as you go through this week's assignment. So right here on the top, this is our checklist. I'm currently recording this video of directions that will be posted here and on my face over here. So you're going to do the same kind of assignments from last week. They're different, obviously, but the same steps. So you're going to do a check-in first, an independent reading response, a Thrively activity, and then a Flipgrid response. And your Flipgrid response is going to be the same as my English classes, which should be a lot easier because there is an opportunity for extra credit. So make sure you check that out. And then, of course, I have optional activities that if you're interested in doing, you can do. They aren't graded. They're just there for fun. All right, so let's start. The first thing I want you to do is a check-in. This is worth 10 points. So, of course, I want to know how everything's going with you guys. I do read all of your responses. I don't have an opportunity to respond to everybody, but I do read all of them, and I appreciate everything that you've been doing to get work done and keeping in contact with me. I love the jokes, the recommendations, just hearing how everything is going overall. I miss you guys, and I want to hear what's going on. So go ahead and click on this Google form link right here, or right here to fill out this week's survey. So once you fill it out, your responses are automatically recorded and sent to me. Let's go ahead and look at this week's survey so you'll know what the week 5 survey looks like. All right, so this is the week 5 survey. The heading says read to grow. Obviously, I always want to encourage you guys to read if you haven't been reading. I actually finished my independent reading book, which is really cool. And I'm going to share that on this week's Flipgrid assignment. And I'm going to tell you a little more about that in just a moment. So you're going to do your check-in, same thing, first name, last name, and then your class period that you're in. And then just answer the questions, incomplete sentences, rate things 1 through 5. And then, of course, at the end, if there's anything else you want to let me know, please do so here on this survey. If it is really important, let me know if you want me to respond to you. I do take all of your suggestions, and I try to make the best choices on how to support you right now through distance learning. Okay, so this is this week's check-in. Make sure you do that. That is worth 10 points. All right, so back over here on the Hyperdoc, after you finish your 10-point check-in for the week, the second assignment you're going to do is another independent reading log. This is worth 30 points, and it's really simple to do because you get to choose when you want to read, how much you want to read, and all I ask is that you fill out the reading log, have a parent or chaperone or anyone that's staying with you that is responsible over the age of 18. They can sign for you, showing me that you've done your independent reading. And then, of course, I tell you to please read the directions carefully, write a 1-paragraph response to one of the 10 questions posted, and then make sure you choose a new question every week. You have to give me the number of the question you're answering. We're going to go over this in just a moment. Remember, my directions for when this the directions for this part of the assignment will be posted over here, so you can click on that if you want to fast forward back to these directions. This is going to be found on Google Classroom, so this is just a reminder link right here that to get this assignment, you're going to go on Google Classroom, fill out the document, and then submit it in Google Classroom. So let's look at this week's reading log. So this week's reading log is the same as every other week. The only thing that's changing, obviously, are going to be your response to one of the questions, because you're going to choose a new question. So here are the directions again. Each week, your homework is to read for 20 minutes each night. To further your reading comprehension and reading development, you will write a 1-paragraph response at the end of each week. Some of you are not writing a 1-paragraph response. 1-paragraph responses are 3 to 5 sentences. So make sure that you're doing the minimum, and I tell you exactly what the minimum is at the end. Your paragraph response can be about what you read on any day. Choose from one of the reading questions below and write a minimum of 5 sentences. So I'm asking you for your paragraph, it has to be 5 sentences long in your paragraph. Spelling, grammar, and punctuation count. So run your paragraph through a Google Doc or a Notability. Maybe check the spelling. You can do it here on this Google Doc. It will automatically spell check for you. To fill this out, you're going to include the title of the text you're reading, the author, how many pages you read, and then, of course, have a parent or guardian or chaperone sign. Over the age of 18, responsible adults only, please. Then you're going to go down here and it says to write, or this blank space is where you're going to write a 1-paragraph response of your choice. So choose one of the 10 questions below to answer each week. You must choose a different question to answer each week. So if you chose question number 3 last week, the question I chose to answer this week cannot be number 3. So maybe you do number 5. Find a quote that stands out to you and explain why you chose it. All right, guys, so incomplete sentences, 5 minimum, you're going to go ahead and respond to one of these questions. Why am I doing this? Why am I making this a point? It is important that you continue to read. As AVID Excel students, I want to prepare you guys for your upcoming LPAC exams, but also for high school. And in high school, there's a lot of independent reading homework. So getting in the habit of doing this every night, at least 20 minutes, not only will you improve your overall reading and writing scores, but you're going to see a significant change, not only in that, but maybe in your grades and your organization, because it becomes a good habit. So again, once you're done with filling this out, you're going to turn it back in onto Google Classroom. So this assignment, again, is submitted on Google Classroom. You can find this document on Google Classroom. Each of you has your own copy. Go ahead and turn that in. You get your 30 points for that assignment. The third assignment for this week is a Thrively, another Thrively, of course, because I think the Thrivelies have been helping us to kind of think about how to maintain good status as academic students, but also it kind of helps you with just life in general, because these times can be difficult for some, can be confusing, can be questionable. We're all trying to get used to it. You as students, me as a teacher. So these Thrively activities kind of help me to reflect, but I hope they're also helping you. So you're going to do another Thrively this week. And I ask you, do you consider yourself to be a lifelong learner? One of my favorite authors was quoted as saying, I have learned a lot. I have learned that I still have a lot to learn. This week's Thrively activity helps you to think about what it means to be a lifelong learner and how it naturally happens. So when you do encounter new experiences, how will you approach them? How will you learn about them? And what changes will this help you to make in your life? So you're going to click on this icon over here to get into that Thrively activity. Remember, I'm going to post the minutes right over here so you can fast forward if you want to do, to just go over this part of the assignment. So let's look at this Thrively assignment this week and go over what it means to be a lifelong learner. All right, so this week's lesson is learning is a lifelong process. So the overview, these are kind of to get you, this is kind of get you to think about the assignment. Lifelong learning comes in many forms. How do we continue learning throughout life? So this should take you about 30 minutes, okay? There are 2 exercises as usual. So it tells, the first exercise is called Hungry for a Lifetime, and you're gonna watch a video right here by clicking on that. Okay, and it says to listen to what former U.S. President Bill Clinton has to say about what has been the most important thing he has learned in life. After you're done watching the video, you want to do the Your Notes section, and you want to think of the Your Notes section as the prompt. Okay, so what do I have to think about after watching the video and answer? And you're going to answer in this box right here. So the question is, neural networks are created by learning something new. Why might this be important as you get older? Do you know older people who continue to learn new things? So if you're looking for an example, an older person, older than you would be me. I currently just graduated with my master's degree. So even though I'm at the age of 36, I never stopped learning or going to school. I learn new things every day. I currently, without even thinking about it, learned about hummingbirds because I have a hummingbird feeder in my backyard. So I learn different things as I get older. You can think of other people in your family, in your life, that have also learned new things and why that might be important to you when you also get older, okay? Older can be a week older, or it can be a year older, or it can be 50 years older. So how is learning something new important? Exercise number 2 is called Why We Should Never Stop Learning. So this is a guy, his name is Jay Shetty. He says, one of the best things about life is that we never have to stop learning. There are always new skills to learn and new techniques for us to adopt. So you're going to watch this video about why learning should never end. And it is a really motivational video. I liked it a lot. I like both of these videos. I like all of the videos on Thrively. So hopefully you like it too. When you're done, you're going to go down here to your notes to read the prompt. It says, how might continuing to learn that you are interested in help you with your future career. So thinking back to being an AVID student, we already prepared for colleges. We've been thinking about it for the last year, year and a half. Okay, some of us are new to AVID. That's okay. So thinking about what you want to do in, say, 4 years, because in 4.5 years, you're officially going to be a graduate from high school, and you're going to be planning for your career. What does that look like? Does it entail school? How is that going to look for you in the future? So after thinking about that and watching the video, you're going to write your response here. Remember, all you have to do to get credit for this is you click I am finished, and automatically I get a response telling me that you're done. I check these about every other day, but your grades will be posted the following Tuesday. So make sure you get that done as soon as possible. All right, back to our Hyperdoc. When you're done with that, you get 30 points. So make sure you get that Thrively activity done. The final activity I have for you this week is a Flipgrid independent reading check. So not only do you have the paper one, but I want you to kind of do a Flipgrid and rate your book. So it tells you for your independent reading check this week, I would like you to share your recommendations for a current reading book. Share your out of 5-star rating, why you would or would not recommend the book and why, and then respond to one of your peers' book recommendations and share if you have or would like to read their book. That last part, responding to a peer, is extra credit. I'm going to post the time for these directions right here. Let's go over that right now. So you're going to click on this icon. It's going to take you to this week's Flipgrid page. All right, so it takes you to this page. On the top, it says independent reading / English. Don't worry, this is for both my English and AVID Excel classes. So if you have me for English and AVID Excel, you only have to do this once. All right, so here are your sentence starters for this week. I want you to answer this question. Would you recommend your current independent reading book, and why or why not? Use the sentence frames below to formulate your response. So you're going to start with, hi, my name is, give me your name, and my text I am reading is. What is the name of your book? Then you're going to rate it. I would give this text how many stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 would be the worst text you ever read, and 5 would be, this is the best thing I've ever read. I couldn't put it down. Okay. And then the third sentence, I give this text a, whatever you gave the stars up here, you're going to put that here again. Think about it. 3 stars up here, then it's 3 stars, and then tell me why, because what? And then finally, your last sentence is, I would or would not recommend this book. If you want to, you can copy these sentence starters. Okay. And then you're going to click on this when you're ready, this button right here, and it's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. When you're ready to record, you can just click that record, but I copied and pasted those sentence frames, so I'm going to paste them over here. I just clicked on this little sticky note, okay, and then I pasted there, and I can read this while I'm talking, and no one can see this little box right here, but everyone can hear me. And that's the important thing about this assignment. I do need to hear you. I do need to hear you talking about your book, and it has to definitely be in academic English, right? Once you're done, you're going to go ahead and submit the video by following the rest of the directions. If you are interested in extra credit, I'm going to show you my other classes videos. What you would do is you're going to go to a person. Let's say you want to respond to Ms. Faiai. You click on my video. There's a little box down here called the reply box. You just click on that and you reply to that person's video, and automatically I will see it, they will see it, everyone can see your response, and that's extra credit. All right, so that is this week's Flipgrid assignment. Remember, once you submit your Flipgrid, I will see it. I check Flipgrid almost every single day, and that is how you will get your 30 points for that assignment. All right. Remember, I have your online resources. You still have an MBA calendar if you need to get organized, MBA tutoring through Flipgrid, or MBA one-on-one tutoring through homework help. Check these out if you need help. Finally, some extra activities if you're interested. If you like drawing like I do, here is another video on how to draw another Marvel character. This week it's Thanos. All right, I am a lover of San Diego Zoo. I love visiting it. Obviously, I can't right now, but they do have live cameras where you can actually watch the animals. So that's kind of cool if you want to check that out. And then finally, I was really interested in learning about the first author ever recorded. So I found a video on that person. And if you want to learn about that person, check that out here. It's really interesting. When you're done, you're going to submit this Hyperdoc into Google Classroom along with your reading log. Make sure you've completed all of the assignments you're going to complete for the week before you turn this in. But once you do, I will see that your work is done for the week. That's all I have for you guys this week. I know it's a lot, but just hang in there. It gets a lot easier these last few weeks. I'm so proud of you. I miss you guys so much. I wish we were back in the classroom, but obviously until everything is better, then we are going to have to do distance learning this way. Hopefully I see you guys at our weekly meetings. If not, that's okay. If you want to, weekly meetings are virtual office hours. If not, that's okay. Message me, keep in touch. I hope you guys are staying safe. Make smart decisions.